It's time you feel your best physically, mentally, spiritually, to be centered and supported. To feel the power of a world-class healthcare network coming together to help you take care of your health. It's time to feel whole. Advent Health is a proud supporter of Flagler School Athletics. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more.
All right, we are live here at the Anderson Gym. This is Rich Carroll, News Radio WNZF, getting ready to bring you the big varsity game tonight between the FPC Bulldogs and the Whitman Hanson varsity team from Massachusetts. We're looking forward to that. Tip-off was supposed to be at 7:30. We have a double overtime game right now with the girls team, the Bulldogs and the Menendez Panthers. So as soon as this game finishes, we'll bring you that big game between the Bulldogs and the Panthers from Massachusetts. Right now, the girls team trails by 2 points with 2.5 minutes to go in double overtime. 2 free throws coming for the Menendez Falcons. Falcons lead by 2 over the Lady Bulldogs. And the first free throw is no good. I do not have rosters for this game, but I'll let you know what's going on here now as we await the start of our varsity game. Bulldogs trail 39-37, 2.5 minutes to go here, double overtime. Second free throw is no good. Bulldogs still trail by 2. And they're going to call a travel against the Bulldogs. Some contact there. Falcon player may have turned her ankle. .2:15 on the clock here in double overtime. The Lady Bulldogs and the Lady Falcons of Menendez. At the end of regulation, Menendez held for the final shot, missed, and at the end of the first overtime, they also held for the final shot and missed. That's where we are now as Menendez leads 39-37 with 2:15 to go in double overtime. Once again, coming up here in just a little bit, the FPC Bulldogs boy basketball team taking on the Whitman Hanson Panthers from Massachusetts. They made the long trip down I-95 to get here and play the Bulldogs on the holiday season. A little behind and getting that tip off to you with this double overtime game. And Menendez in no rush to put up a shot. No shot clock here. Technically, they can hold to the end of the game. At the end of the first, the end of regulation, there's about 1:20 left, and they held for the final shot. Looks like there's a timeout. So 1:49 to go here in double overtime. Bulldogs trail 39-37. Getting you set. The big varsity game coming up in a little bit between FPC and Whitman Hanson from Massachusetts.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner, the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Office is Volusia.
exciting game between the Lady Bulldogs of FPC and the Lady Falcons of Menendez. Score right now is 39-37 Menendez with 1:47 to go. Technically, Menendez can hold for the rest of the game here, so Bulldogs might have to be aggressive to get the ball back. And she could just stand right there for 90 seconds and Menendez will win the game with no shot clock here. And she might do that. The Bulldogs will let her run clock at least for now. Now, head coach shouting instructions to his defense as we hit 60 seconds left in the game. They left the lane open, driving to the lane and no good. So the Bulldogs do get the ball back, down by 2 here in double overtime. Swinging it around and they turn it over with 40 seconds to go. Almost stolen right back. And the Falcons turn it over. I didn't see what the call was. So Bulldogs will get another shot at it. Down by 2, 39-37, with 39 seconds to go here in double overtime. Down the lane, up and no good. Big rebound there for the Falcons with 25 seconds to go. Bulldogs foul immediately. They're not yet in the penalty. Only the second team foul, and they have to foul immediately or show some kind of pressure here. Menendez can just run the clock out here in double overtime. Bulldogs trying to get the steal. And a moving screen called. Major mistake there from Menendez. So the Bulldogs, with 13 seconds left here in double overtime, will have one more shot at the equalizer and possibly triple overtime. So this is bonus coverage of the Lady Bulldogs. They are in double overtime against the Menendez Falcons. They trail 39-37. They have the ball with 13 seconds left. We are here to bring you tonight the FPC boys basketball varsity team. They have a big game here tonight against the Whitman Hanson Panthers of Massachusetts. That's pretty exciting. And that's coming up right after this game, but still some unfinished business here. 13 seconds left, double overtime. Menendez, the Lady Falcons, they lead the Lady Bulldogs by 2, 39-37. The Bulldogs will have one last shot at it here to force triple overtime or get the win with a three-pointer. We'll see what the coach's plan here is here. Eight seconds left. Down the lane to the basket, draws contact, gets her own rebound. It's going to be an open three. Nope, nice closeout by the Falcons. She draws a foul at the buzzer. And if she hits 2 free throws, the Bulldogs, the Lady Bulldogs, will force triple overtime in this game. So a lot of pressure, of course, on these 2 free throws. Again, I don't have a roster in front of me for this game, but number 1, the point guard, she's been the point guard here tonight for the Lady Bulldogs. If she hits 2 free throws here, she will force triple overtime against the Menendez Falcons. So high pressure free throws here at the Anderson Gym. They put 1 second on the clock. First free throw, nothing but the bottom of the net. So it all comes down to this. And a timeout is called, possibly a little gamesmanship from the Menendez head coach, trying to freeze her a little bit. So Bulldogs are a free throw away from forcing triple overtime. Let's see what the coach has dialed up. 1 second left here from the Anderson gym. Again, coming up next, the FPC Bulldog boys varsity basketball team. They're welcoming in a team from Massachusetts, the Whitman Hanson Panthers. That coming up here in a little bit. But the Lady Bulldogs are a free throw away here from forcing triple overtime against the Lady Falcons of Menendez. Not sure if the Lady Bulldogs have seen a triple overtime game this year. We have not on the broadcast, but it's going to come down to a free throw. 1 second left. We're in double overtime. Bulldogs trail 39-38. One free throw left for their point guard to send it to overtime. To send it to triple overtime. And she knocks it down. Ice in her veins. And we're going to triple overtime here at the Anderson gym. Incredible. 2 clutch free throws. We'll be back after this.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Office is Volusia.
And that's it. That's the end of the second overtime there. We're going to go to triple overtime. 4 more minutes for the Lady Bulldogs and the Lady Falcons as we get it set up here for the FPC boys varsity team. 5-5 on the season. They actually started the season 0-4. They lost their first 4 games and then they won 5 straight. 5-5 now. And the team they play from Massachusetts, only 2 games so far this year. They're 2-0. We'll have Mike Licio up here in a bit to break it down a little bit. But we have triple overtime right now with the Lady Bulldogs and the Lady Falcons as we get you set up. Thank you so much for joining us on a Friday night Hoops on the WNZF Sports Network. Thank you so much for joining us on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and show the power of Flagler County High School basketball. And Mike Licio has joined us. What's up, Mike? Oh, I got you on mute. There you go.
This has been a game, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, triple overtime. Had to jump in and let everybody know what's going on here. What's the name of the girl who hit the clutch free throws there?
That is Ava Works. She is the star for FPC. But they've done a good job of containing her tonight.
Yeah, and back-to-back at the end of regulation and then at the end of the first overtime, Menendez kind of holding for that final shot. Couldn't get it done, and Works, she's able to draw the foul there at the end of the second overtime, hit 2 clutch free throws to send this to triple overtime. If you want, I'll let you take the play-by-play here, Mike, if you want to give it a little shot.
Nareda Campos tips it back to Ava Works. We are beginning triple overtime, tied at 39. Driving baseline, pull-up jumper short. Fighting for the rebound, it's on the ground.
Yeah, number 21, she seems to be the second option for the Bulldogs here so far tonight.
Sibeli up in the front court for Menendez. As that is off the glass and no good. And there's a jump ball. Jaya Jordan gets tied up. And the Falcons will maintain control. .3:24 to go in triple overtime. A 3 by Sibeli, and it's good. And the Falcons take a 3-point lead.
That's a clutch shot from the Falcons there.
And she is the Falcons' best player. Three minutes to go. Driving the lane, the floater off the glass and good. It's a 1-point game.
Oh, nice aggressive move there. And here we go again, back and forth in triple overtime.
Each team had a chance to win it in double and in the first overtime.
A couple bad turnovers from Menendez in that second overtime at the end gave FPC a shot. They took advantage of it.
And now this is what the Falcons do. They get a lead and they hold the ball.
We saw that at the end of regulation. There was about 1:20 left on the clock. It was a tie game. They held for the final shot.
That's something that won't happen next year as the shot clock will be implemented. In fact, in Massachusetts, this will come up in our game next game, but Whitman Hanson plays in Massachusetts. They're already playing with a shot clock. But this is what you see happen for teams that don't have a shot clock, is they'll hold for one shot or they'll hold to force FPC to start fouling. Now, I noticed this overtime they didn't reset the fouls. They're not supposed to reset the fouls in overtime. So they caught on to their mistake.
And they stop play. Possible injury on the floor.
And that's Sibeli, who had to leave earlier.
Yeah, she had an ankle issue. Looks like they're working on her ankle again.
So the Falcons' offense will reset. They won't change anything, I don't think. They're just going to hold the ball here. And that is Princess Watkins holding the ball at half court.
You know, we've seen a lot of that here at the end of this game.
The Bulldogs need to come play up. Alexandra Perez, the closest to her, but she needs to come play up. I think they're going to wait till about a minute and then start the press. They did get Menendez to make some mistakes.
I would assume Menendez isn't going to do anything. I would be surprised. They have the lead. Bulldogs should show some pressure here. And you saw number one, she was about to try to.
If the coach touches her and he's out of bounds, isn't that supposed to be out of bounds?
It should be out of bounds. But we saw at the end of the last think it was the second overtime, number one came up to set a screen, and it was a moving screen, and FPC got the ball back, and saw the coach here say, no, don't set that screen.
35 seconds now.
Surprised FPC would let this much time run off the clock without pressuring the ball, and now they do.
Clark comes and presses Watkins. Perez comes to help, 25 seconds. Now here comes Ava Works, and she's going to foul.
Yeah.
I would foul immediately here. You get them back in the penalty and have them start shooting free throws again.
Yeah, and the only thing is, if that's the game you're going to play.
Oh, and they're calling an offensive foul.
Wow.
Oh, it was a 5-second violation. So once you're guarded, you have 5 seconds to get rid of the ball, which makes you wonder why FPC waited a minute to do that.
Well, they did that a lot in this game. They kind of just let Menendez run the clock out.
Perez will inbound the Works. Campos, Jordan, and Clark on the floor with Works and Perez. Newsom guards Works.
Yep.
And they're going to call a carry on Ava Works.
Yeah, she stepped into the backcourt. Backcourt violation.
So now George Butts is going to take a timeout.
Yeah, she was dangerously close, and then she stepped into the backcourt.
Don used to coach JV football, too. And Don said, don't do me any favors. So 17 seconds, 16.9 to be exact. And Menendez has the ball.
Yeah, there's no letting them dribble it out here. If you're FPC, if you don't get the steal immediately, you have to foul. So I think that's what they'll try to get the steal here on the inbound. They
Warner
don't.
to inbound.
Got a foul.
Finds Watkins. Campos guarding her. 15 seconds. Stolen by Clark. She's going the other way. Loses the handle, but it's off Menendez. FPC maintains control with 8 seconds left. And George Butts is going to take a timeout and set the defense. I like the call offense. I like the call here to take the timeout.
Yeah, you got 8 seconds left here. Figure out what you want to do. And you're in a situation, unless there's a foul and you're shooting free throws, you can go for the win here with a 2-point field goal with 8 seconds left.
And we'll see what Coach Butts, the longtime coach at Atlantic High School, his second year at FPC, had 500 wins down in Atlantic. I remember when his Sharks used to come and play in this very tournament. I remember working this very tournament. I used to do PA for all the games in the tournament and used to pay off a lot of Christmas bills that way.
Yeah, that's right. And it's not just the game that we're bringing you here tonight on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel, the FPC Whitman Hanson game. It's a tournament going on here tonight.
Yes, this is the Bulldog Holiday Invitational. Game start at 10 a.m. tomorrow. If you want to come out and see some good basketball, continue all the way through. The girls will play Palaca tomorrow at 6. The FPC boys will play Clay at 7:30. So let's reset. Perez is going to inbound. Clark Works. Jordan and Campos on the floor for FPC. Clark with it. 7 seconds. Works. 5 seconds. Clark. It's blocked. Perez to Campos. 2 seconds and time runs out. And the Menendez Falcons hold off the FPC Bulldogs in triple overtime, 42-41.
Yeah, what a shame there at the end. Just one too many passes. Bulldogs fought hard there, forced a triple overtime on 2 clutch free throws from the point guard Works, and it was an exciting game to watch. A couple of overtime sessions. I think we actually had the end of regulation here on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch it from there.
And by the way, the right call on that foul where Works hit the 2 free throws, when you go back and watch the replay, which I did, I didn't have the audio on, otherwise I would have known you were here.
Yeah.
There was time on the clock. So we'll have our game.
That's right, they put 1 second back on, so we'll reset everything. We've got a big game coming up here tonight, the FPC Bulldogs and Whitman Hanson from Massachusetts. We'll be right back after these words.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Office is Volusia.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Office is Volusia.
Gym in Flagler County. Tom Coast. It is Flagler County High School basketball on a Friday night. Friday night hoops on the WNZF Sports Network, and we have a special one for you here tonight as the 5-5 FPC Bulldogs take on the 2-0 Whitman Hanson Panthers from Massachusetts. I'm Rich Carroll, along with Mike Licio, are here to bring you all the action, and it's been an interesting season, Mike, for the Bulldogs. They started the season losing their first 4 games. They go on a 5-game winning streak. Now they're 5-5. I don't know anything about this team from Whitman Hanson, but you have done your homework.
That I have. They are from Whitman, Massachusetts, about 25 miles south of Boston, where it's currently. Let's check the weather here. I know that's important, especially if you're joining us from Whitman, Massachusetts. We thank you.
I had a chance to talk to head coach Bob Rogers before the game, and he immediately had a problem with me, Mike. Do you have any idea why?
Well, I know that they're going to be thrilled to know that this game's being called by 2 New York Yankee fans.
He saw my Yankee hat, and he had an issue.
a balmy 30 degrees in Whitman, a low tonight of 17. Meanwhile, here in Palm Coast, it is currently 66. But now let's get on to the actual basketball. They start basketball a lot later in Massachusetts, so the Panthers have only played 2 games, and they played North Quincy. And yes, I've been told by my brother from Somerville, Mass, that it's Quincy, not Quincy. They played North Quincy, one of the top teams in Eastern Massachusetts, and beat them 65-62. And that was a game where Jason Peretchen had 10, Josh Estrella had 12, Josh Manchester had 22, Dylan Perral had 19. Their other game was against Plymouth North High School in Plymouth, Mass. Yes, that Plymouth. And that game wasn't really a close game. In fact, really, it's hard to glean anything from that game about the Panthers because they were out in front. They won by 21. And really, from about the first 3 minutes of the game, they were working in a lot of kids off the bench. So the game you got to look at is that North Quincy game. But this team shoots the ball really well. I had to go and do stats myself watching the games. But Whitman Hanson Regional is shooting 48% from the field, 44% from the line.
Wow, 44% from the line?
Or excuse me, 44% from the three-point line.
Got you, okay.
That is important. They're 10 for 14 from the free throw line, 71%. Okay. They are a jump shooting team. They have struggled on the glass this year. Kind of the mirror opposite of FPC in that FPC has struggled shooting. They only shoot 37% from the field and 23% from the three-point line, but they are an excellent rebounding team. So we'll see who wins out in that tonight. But they are an excellent. Josh Manchester, 15 points a game, 8 for 11 from three-point land. Dylan Peralt, the big man, 57% field goal shooting, 2 for 4 from three-point. And then Peretchen, which we mentioned earlier, he's shooting 35% from the three-point line. So this is a team that can bomb you into submission. One other thing to think about, we just saw this happen in the girls' game. No shot clock here in Florida. That goes into effect. This year you can use a shot clock if both teams agree to it and a shot clock is available, which there's not. There is a shot clock. I take it back. We have it here for wrestling. But in Massachusetts, they do use a shot clock, so we'll see if that factors in to the tempo of this game tonight. Again, in Florida, the 35-second clock will be a permanent fixture. This year it'll start in the playoffs, but next year it'll be a regular season fixture as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. That's a good point you make, where some of FPC's weaknesses might be Whitman Hanson's strengths and vice versa. And we've seen FPC go up against bigger teams and still rebound the ball really well, play great aggressive defense. Yeah, will that have any effect on what Whitman Hanson can do as far as their jump shooting is concerned? So
yeah.
it's.
I will shout out tonight's officiating crew is actually, I'm going to kick myself for this, but probably the best crew in any sport.
Here we go.
And if you know me, you know how critical I am of officials in football anyway. But this crew right here, my guy Andy Bertrand and his crew, the best crew, and I'm not saying this just because Andy's my guy. But
Stand by.
So we should have a good crew tonight.
Stand by while we honor America here at the Anderson Gym. All right, we are moments away from tip-off here at the Anderson Gym. Coach Greg Shirley has his team at 5-5, I mentioned, Mike. After an 0-4 start, that's quite the accomplishment.
It certainly is a first-year team, and they had to meld in some football players who joined, the Caliendo brothers and R.J. Watson joining after football season. It started late because the season was held back a week because of the hurricanes, and also FPC made the playoffs, so those guys joined late, and they seemed to find themselves. They lost their first 3 games with the football players back, but after that, they've won 5 of their last 6.
So the Bulldogs playing good basketball right now. And a team that's a relative unknown for us here in Palm Coast, Florida. A team from Massachusetts, the Whitman Hanson Panthers, here at the Anderson Gym tonight.
Jason Peretchen, Josh Strella, Neeloy Lopes. I believe that's Neeloy Lopes. I couldn't see one of the starters I missed. I think it's Neeloy Lopes joining along with George Santulis and Dylan Peralt to start.
We're getting
Let me correct myself. Lopes is coming off the bench. Josh Manchester is the 5th starter.
Getting the FPC starting lineup here, announced by the PA.
And Anthony Hampton, you see coming on there. Nashawn Royal struggled early. He has shot 50% from the field in his last 3 games, so he has found his stroke after struggling mightily in the early going.
Is Hampton still the leading scorer in the area here?
Alexander Davis has surpassed him, but he's averaging 16 points a game. Watson, FPC starters are Corinthians, R.J. Watson, Josiah Sanders, Nashawn Royal, Anthony Hampton, and Devin Mahler.
Stepping up to the microphone with the play-by-play is Mike Licio.
And I thank you, Rich, as we are about to get underway. Andy Bertrand is going to have the center jump between Dylan Peralt, who's averaging 14.5 a game, and Josiah Sanders.
Wow.
Whoops. And Devin Mahler takes control.
Ozzy Osbourne was in the house.
Nashawn Royal looking down low to Josiah Sanders, and he misses the hook. And quickly, Estrella with the rebound. Back up top to Estrella. He holds it. Back to Peralt. He will shoot that sometimes, but he likes to drive inside. It's no good. Rebound R.J. Watson. Tries to thread the needle to Sanders. Sanders able to corral it. Tips it back out to Hampton. Anthony Hampton steps on the end line. A lot of points in the paint given up by this Panther team. So we'll see how that works out. You talk about the New York-Boston thing. In their game against Plymouth North, there was a trivia question during the timeout, and the answer was the New York Jets.
Yeah.
The only team in the 60s to make the Super Bowl and not get back.
Yeah.
Nashawn Royal to Anthony Hampton. Fires a long 3 off the mark. No good. Sanders with the rebound, spins in the lane and gets it, and the foul.
Wow, beautiful footwork there from Sanders to keep his pivot foot and put himself in a position to get that basket.
And Josiah Sanders makes the basket. Foul is on Santulis. And Sanders completes the 3-point play. And it's 3-0 FPC. Estrella in the front court. Driving the lane, pulls up from 15, knocks it down for the first basket of the night for the Panthers. Nashawn Royal brings it up. Guarded closely by Santulis. Drives the lane, pulls up from the free throw line, off the mark, no good. Santulis with the rebound. Pushing it the other way. Finds Peralt underneath, off the glass and in, and then the Panthers take the lead. 4-3, under 6 minutes to go. Devin Mahler brings it up the court. He's guarded by Jason Perechin. And Perechin's going to get called for the reach. Second team foul for the Panthers. Side out from Hampton. Underneath to Watson, and Watson with the finger roll.
Nice look that time from Sanders, really starting off this game well.
And the Bulldogs take the lead back. Estrella to Peralt up top. Manchester loses his footing. Taken away by Josiah Sanders, going the other way to Hampton on the slam.
Another beautiful find from Sanders on the fast break.
And Bob Rogers wants to talk this over. So we'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. This is Flagler County High School basketball on the WNZF Sports Network.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Office is Volusia.
The nightcap at the Bulldog Holiday Invitational, FPC, and Whitman Hanson Regional. Flagler Palm Coast leads 7-4. As it's inbounded to Estrella, guarded by Nashawn Royal. And Josiah Sanders is going to get called for the foul there.
A little too aggressive that time from Sanders.
And we're going to see Roman Caliendo check in for the first time tonight. First foul for Sanders, first team foul for FPC. Santulis to inbound.
Murphy checks in as well for the Bulldogs.
Murphy coming back off an injury. As Estrella brings it in. Murphy, a lot of his teammates and his coach gave him credit for motivating the team to come back against Matanzas in the rivalry game. Peralt with it. Guarded by Caliendo. Caliendo had 30 catches as the Bulldogs' tight end this year. Estrella guarded by R.J. Watson. Finger roll off the glass, too long, rebounded by Roman Caliendo.
Nice job from Watson there on the defense.
Caliendo, the team's leading rebounder with 9 a game, and they're going to get Santulis for a foul.
Already the third team foul on Whitman Hanson.
4:31 to go. They trail by 3. Hampton the inbound. Anthony Hampton has it. Cross court to Murphy. Zach being guarded by Perechin. He closes in. Now to Caliendo, who's double teamed, driving the lane. Might have gotten away with, nope, they got it. I was gonna say, that looked like a walk from here.
Yeah, the call was a little late, but he didn't get away with it.
So 4:12 to go. And the Panthers take the ball back. Panthers 2-0 on the season, wins over North Quincy 65-62 and a 63-42 win over Plymouth North High School. Estrella guarded by Royal. They switch and Hampton has it. And off the mark that time for Manchester.
Yeah, he missed everything that time. I think that's the first three-point attempt of the game for the Panthers.
That it is. They shoot about 25 a game to this point in the year. Royal loses the handle, diving on the floor, and it's going to be tied up between Watson and Manchester. Possession arrow points. to Whitman Hanson. As we see Neeloy Lopes check in for the Panthers. Estrella bringing it up, averaging nearly 10 points a game, and they're going to get Murphy for the foul there.
Second team foul for the Bulldogs.
Estrella across the timeline with 3:30 to go in the first quarter. FPC leads by 3. Estrella for 3, and it's good. First 3-point basket of the night for the Panthers, ties it at 7. Estrella now 3 for 6, 50% from beyond the arc on the season, as Nolan Caliendo has checked into the game as well. Passes it to his brother Roman, and Greg Shirley's going to take a timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be back in a minute. 3:01 to go. We're tied at 7 in the first quarter on the WNZF Sports Network.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Office is Volusia.
We're back here at the Anderson Gym, where it's not the frozen tundra, although it feels like the air has come on in the last little bit. Nolan Caliendo to Josiah Sanders. Back up top to Zach Murphy. Stolen away, and now the break started. Estrella to the paint, and he's going to get fouled.
Panthers with active hands here tonight, forcing another turnover, and they have a chance to take their first lead of the game.
Nice outlet pass that time by Lopes to start the break. As the foul was called on Hampton, that's his first. Estrella makes the first free throw. As we have some wholesale changes. Estrella now 4 for 5 from the line on the season. Jack Martin checks in, as does Seth Hall. And Cam McKay. As Estrella knocks them both down. And they take a 9-7 lead with 2:40 to go in the first quarter. Mala across the timeline. Drops it off to Caliendo. Caliendo underneath. Lots of contact. Somehow Roman gets it to go. And we're back tied. Going the other way. Tough shot that time made by Hall. Mahler in the front court. And it looks like they're going to get Hall for the reach.
Got him on the hand check reach
No, they
there.
got hopes. That you're correct. That was Lopes. That's his first. 4th team foul.
Wow. Coach empties the bench there. Not happy with his team right now.
Dominic Pagan, Jack Ranowski, Jackson Waters, Tucker Flynn on the floor with R.J. Watson, the only starter. And it's turned over by FPC. No, they say ball stays here.
Bulldogs fortunate to maintain possession on this.
It certainly does seem like Greg Shirley's trying to send a message to his team, doesn't it?
You don't see that type of wholesale substitution like you just see often. And he was letting his team hear it as they got back to the bench.
R.J. Watson, the only starter on the floor for FPC. Both teams with a bench-heavy lineup. Everybody in the phone booth.
Yeah.
Inbounded underneath. Ranowski couldn't get the handle. McKay has it. And now Hall is going to bring it up into the corner. Nice pass underneath. And Waters gets tied up with Jack Martin. It's a jump ball and the possession arrow going the other way to FPC.
So the Bulldogs get the ball back here, down by 2.
Tucker Flynn to inbound. And that's Dominic Pagan. Guarded by Seth Hall. Ranowski, 3, off the mark. Rebounded by Bertrand. And that is short, rebounded by Waters. 1:21 to go. Bulldogs trail by 2. RJ Watson spins into the lane. A lot of contact, no call. Rebounded by Waters. Couldn't get it to go. Watson fights it for it. Hustle play. Ranowski swings it. 3. Knocked down by Dominic Pagan.
Great hustle there from the Bulldogs. You mentioned it. They're a rebounding team, and they showed it there on the offensive glass.
Driving the lane this time, and that is going to be a whistle. That was Lopes going to the hoop.
Yeah, nice aggressive move that time from Lopes, drawing the contact.
Foul is on Pagan, his first. Lopes will shoot 2. Neloy shooting his first free throws of the season.
In and out.
Misses the first. This will be the 4th free throw of the game. They only average 7 as a team.
Both teams have 4 team fouls.
Lopes makes the second, and we are tied. Under a minute to go at 12. Pagan brings it across the timeline. 45 seconds in the quarter. Ranowski, open, 3, off the mark. Waters tries to secure it. He does. Off the glass and in.
Once again, the Bulldogs on the offensive glass, making it happen.
And Jackson Waters gives FPC a 2-point lead. 6 different Bulldogs have scored in the period. 2 to Lane and 2 strong that time by Bertrand, but able to get it back. McKay runs in the Waters, and Jackson's going to get the foul call with 13 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, McKay ran into a brick wall there, drew the foul.
I believe that's the 5th, so McKay will be shooting.
Yep.
So something to keep an eye on. They average 7 free throws a game coming in. These are already free throws 5 and 6. As McKay knocks it down, they shoot 71% as a team. Cam McKay with his first free throw of the season. Knocks them both down, and we are tied. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Ranowski, 5 seconds. Flynn, tied up. 1 second, Flynn at the corner, 3 again! Tucker Flynn with the buzzer beater! And
Wow.
FPC takes a 17-14 lead. 1 quarter complete. We'll be back in a moment. This is Flagler County High School basketball on the WNZF Sports Network.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Office is Volusia.
Back here at the Anderson Gym. Thank you so much for joining us for Friday Friday Night Hoops on the WNZF Sports Network. If it's your first time joining us on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel, we appreciate you. Please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to show the power of local high school sports, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate your viewership. Here tonight, the FPC Bulldogs taking on Whitman Hanson, the Panthers from Massachusetts. And the score is 17-14 after an incredible buzzer beater turnaround fadeaway from Tucker Flynn right at the buzzer, Mike.
7 different Bulldogs scored in that period. 5 different Panthers scored, but Josh Estrella leads them all with 7. Pagan and Sanders and Flynn each have 3 for FPC to lead them.
Coach Shirley sticking with this group as Pagan gets the offense set up over to Flynn.
Closely guarded by Santulis.
Finds Ronowski. And he has the ball stolen away from Estrella. And he lays it up and in.
And Josh Estrella had 9.5 points a game coming in. He's already at his season average with 9 through a quarter plus.
So the Panthers within 1. Pagan looking for Watson. Watson, the fadeaway in the lane, rolls in.
Nice touch by
Watson.
RJ.
And that's a 3 from Estrella, no good. Bulldogs come away with the rebound. Up ahead to Flynn. Thought about it. Back to the point guard, Pagan. Closely guarded up top there by Santulis. Gets around the screen, puts it up, no good. Fight for the rebound. Oh, Ronowski almost got there, but stepped on the baseline. And now we're going to see the starters re-enter the game for the Bulldogs after a great run from the bench there.
Gave their team the lead and got some quality minutes from the bench.
Estrella will bring it up for the Panthers. Finds Santulis inside, beautiful pass, and the foul. Dylan Peralt will go to the line for 1.
Nice pass there by Santulis, finding Peralt underneath. Foul was on Mahler, his first.
Free throw is no good. Sanders comes away with the rebound. Quickly the other way, Nashawn Royal finds Hampton around the screen. Foul line jumper, no good. Panthers come away with the rebound. Here comes Estrella. Oh, a beautiful pass once again. Finds Peralt for the deuce.
And Dylan Peralt with back-to-back baskets now has 6 in the game.
Mahler sets up the offense for FPC. Over to Hampton. Finds Caliendo, and he's going to draw the foul.
Peralt had 22 in that game against North Quincy.
So side out of bounds for another inbound from under the basket.
Foul on Manchester, his first.
Flips it out to Nashawn Royal. In the corner to Hampton. Mahler has it. Back out to Royal. Bulldogs a little confused on offense there. Now trying to get the flow going again. Nashawn Royal stops, picks up his dribble, now finds Hampton toward the basket, tries the reverse, no good. Rebound to Caliendo, up, he's rejected by Peralt. And here comes Estrella all the way for the layup.
And Peralt and Estrella are carrying their team right now, but that's what big time players do.
So the Panthers have a 3-point lead. Hampton has it.
Estrella already with 11.
And here's Sanders, pops it back out to Mahler for 3. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound to Hampton to the basket, and he's fouled. Couple free throws coming up here for Anthony Hampton. Bulldogs trail by 3, 5:05 to go. That's the second team foul for Whitman Hanson.
That one on Peralt. his first.
First free throw is good.
Hampton comes in shooting 78% from the line on the season.
Hampton has been the Bulldogs' leading scorer this season. Knocks down the second. Bulldogs pull within one. Estrella has it. He's had a great first half.
Nashawn Royal guarding closely.
He tries to get around him to the basket, lays it up, and a foul is called.
And
Ja Estrella to the line for the conventional three-point play.
And that foul on Roman Caliendo, his first.
And he misses off the back of the rim on the free throw. Bulldogs trail by 3. 4:45 to go. Nashawn Royal has it. Looks to set up the offense. Gets around the defender to Hampton. Baseline jumper. No good. Caliendo with the rebound, tries to save it. Throws it right to Estrella.
I know you like that take from Anthony Hampton. That has been a shot he's done really well with this year.
That was a good shot. Peralta has it blocked by Caliendo.
And Nolan making his presence felt.
Nashawn Royal has it. Defended by Santulis. Gets around him. Down the lane. Draws the foul. That'll be the third team foul with 4:08 to go. Third team foul against Whitman Hanson. The team from up north, Massachusetts, competing in this Bulldog tournament. More games coming up tomorrow, Mike.
Yes, there'll be games starting at 3 a.m. By the way, that was the third on Santulis, so something to keep an eye on.
10 a.m., some games coming up here at the Anderson Gym. Come on out if you want to enjoy some good basketball. Hampton has it.
Panthers will be playing at 3 against Aubrey Rogers, who's coached by former FPC coach Brandon Dean.
Nashawn Royal pops it back out. Inside to Watson, nice move, and he misses. Here come the Panthers, and they close up. Great play that time from Peretchen to throw it off of Watson and save that possession for the Panthers.
In the first game against North Quincy, Peretchen had 3 3-pointers in the game.
Bulldogs a little out of sorts on offense here tonight. I think you could maybe say the same about Whitman Hanson. It's the first time I see them, but they aren't throwing up as many threes as maybe you would expect at this point.
They've only attempted 3.
In the corner, now to Peralta, down low, nice post move, lays it up and in.
And we're seeing him get it done.
Peralta and Estrella dominating this first half so far. Whitman Hanson has a 5-point lead. Nashawn Royal, again, a lot of contact out there. The 3 from Hampton, no good, he's short. Peralta comes away with the rebound. Gets it to Estrella. 3:08 to go. Whitman Hanson with a 5-point lead. Takes the screen. Now over to Peretchen in the corner. Down low to Peralta again. Now he flips it out. Nice move that time from Santulis, but it's knocked away.
Nice play there by Nashawn Royal to close out.
Bulldogs are competing on defense here, keeping it close.
Santulis staying in the game despite 3 fouls. Now he comes out. And we're going to have a timeout.
Hall came in the game there. So 26-21, the visiting Whitman Hanson Panthers lead the FPC Bulldogs. Thank you so much for joining us for Friday Night Hoops on the WNZF Sports Network. We appreciate you. Flagler Radio YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. We've got more games coming up. I think our next game is against the Panthers as well, but the Panthers of Nice in a couple of weeks.
The hated Nice Panthers.
Rivalry game again from the Anderson Gym. So we'll have that in a couple of weeks for our WNZF Game of the Week. Had a great game before this one with the Lady Bulldogs fall just short in triple overtime against Menendez.
Yes, we did. Now, I don't want to troll anybody, but I'm going to. Nice High School, the alma mater of former New England Patriot great Tim Tebow.
Oh, wow. New England Patriot great. You can also say New York Jet great with Tim Tebow.
You could say that.
Yeah.
My son has
Denver
a Tim
Bronco?
Tebow.
Come on, he won a playoff game.
My son has a Tim Tebow Jets jersey.
Estrella has it. Oh, beautiful play from Nashon Royal to come away with the seal. Up ahead to Hampton. To the basket. Lays it up. No good. Back the other way comes Whitman Hanson. Hall all the way to the basket. Lays it up and in.
Nice transition. Biggest lead of the game for either team now.
Panthers open up a 7-point lead as the Bulldogs have gone cold since they went back to their starters. Here comes Murphy down the lane. Lays it up and in.
FPC needed that basket in the worst way.
Nice move that time from Murphy. Estrella guarded by Sanders.
And you see the Panthers play with a little more pace, maybe because they are used to having a shot clock.
And now all triple teams somehow able to get rid of it. Peralt unable to get that pass. Here comes Nashon Royal the other way. Nice spin move. Back out to Anthony Hampton. Now the Bulldogs will set up the offense in the half court. Sanders loses it. The Panthers come away with it. Here comes Estrella again, coast to coast. This time he's blocked by Murphy.
FPC got their hands up on that previous possession. Sound defensive principles there. And then we see the chase down block.
This is a 5-point game with 97 seconds left in the half. Hall to inbound from under the basket. Gets it to Estrella, immediately double teamed. Finds Peralt, and they call him for steps. So another turnover. Bulldogs get it back with 1:33 left in the half.
And we had a question about could Whitman Hanson win a game inside and without the aid of the three-point shot. They've only taken 3 three-pointers.
And they hold a 5-point lead.
So those questions have been answered thus far.
Now Whitman Hanson showing some pressure. Hampton inside to Watson, and they call him for steps. So the Bulldogs give it right back. Able to inbound. Oh, Bulldogs showing pressure there, almost able to get to it. Up ahead, nice fast break from the Panthers. Peralt has it though, forced to push it back out. Nice recovery there from the Bulldogs. Nice transition defense. Estrella with a beautiful move to the basket, no good. And the Bulldogs get the rebound. Sanders with the crossover down the lane. His layup is no good. And back come the Panthers. Frantic pace here now as the Bulldogs come away with another turnover. Up ahead to Anthony Hampton. To the basket, lays it up and in.
What an outlet pass that time by R.J. Watson to start the break.
The Bulldogs within 3 with 33 seconds left in the half. Estrella gets around his defender, and a beautiful pass and setup to Peralt. That combination has been deadly here in the first half.
Peralt now with 10 points.
Nashon Royal flips it over to Hampton, has it knocked away.
Every basket that Whitman Hanson has made in this quarter has been in the paint.
So low scoring first half here. Whitman Hanson leads FPC 30-25 with 12 seconds left.
So we see Bob Rogers' team adjusting to their opponent with a lot of success.
Bulldogs may hold for one here. Oh, and the foul. Interesting foul there. That's going to be the 4th team foul against the Panthers.
That's one you don't want to pick up.
Bulldogs trail by 5, 7.5 seconds left here in the half. Anthony Hampton to inbound. Gets it into Royal. 5 seconds. Royal takes a 3, misses badly, but it's put up and in by Roman Caliendo right at the buzzer, and the Bulldogs pull within 3 at the end of the half. So the score 30-27 at the end of the first half, and sometimes the game just doesn't go the way the numbers tell you it will.
No, but this has been a great game. Back-to-back buzzer beaters
That's
to end
right.
the quarter.
For the Bulldogs, first one from Tucker Flynn, and then Roman Caliendo there with the putback at the end of the half. So the Bulldogs, they trail that team from Mass, Whitman Hanson, by 3 points here on Friday Night Hoops on the WNZF Sports Network. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll have stats and more here at halftime coming up in a little bit. Thank you so much for joining us.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Offices Volusia.
It's halftime here at the Anderson Gym. Friday night hoops. The FPC Bulldogs trail the Whitman Hanson Panthers 30-27. It was an exciting first half, Mike.
Certainly was a three-point game. Buzzer beaters at the end of each quarter really keeping FPC in this game. Without those two buzzer beaters, it's an 8-point game at the half. This game, interestingly enough, has been a game that has been played in the paint. 16 of the 24 points from FPC in the field have come in the paint. 20 of the 25 for Whitman Hanson have come from inside the paint. For the Bulldogs, let's pull up some numbers for stats here, and there we go. Sorry, technology.
Yeah.
FPC shot 2 for 8 from beyond the arc. Just 1 for 3 for Whitman Hanson, who was putting up 24.5 threes a game coming in. They haven't needed to put the outside jumper up, though. Ja Estrella has 13 points for the Panthers, attacking the paint. Dylan Peralt has 10, as they are the top two scorers. FPC has spread the ball around. Anthony Hampton has 6. Roman Caliendo and R.J. Watson have 4, as 7 different Bulldogs scored. Correction, 8 different Bulldogs scored in the first half.
Yeah, you got to love that connection we've seen from Estrella and Peralt. A big man's best friend is a good point guard that could get him the ball in scoring position, and we've seen that quite a few times between those two here tonight. Estrella has been very effective running the offense, and yeah, they have not put up as many threes as you may expect after looking at the numbers from those first 2 games they played this year. I think maybe you can give the Bulldogs credit for that. Great closeouts. It's not coming easy. No open threes, so they're not forcing it. It could be coaching, like you said, where it's just a situation where Coach Rogers is adjusting to what the Bulldogs are doing.
It certainly feels that way at this point. Bench points have been the difference for FPC. They have 14 points from their bench, just 7 from the Whitman Hanson bench, but they tend to be a team that's more starter heavy, although truthfully FPC has tended to get more scoring from their starters, with the exception of Zach Murphy, who's been their spark plug off the bench. Murphy just has 2 in this game. Roman Caliendo with 4 off the bench for the Bulldogs.
We are moments away from the start of the second half here. Should be an exciting one. Both teams played extremely hard there in the first half, and pretty much an even game at 30-27. Stepping up to the microphone with the play-by-play, Mike Licio.
Santulis, Estrella, Peralt, Manchester, and Perechin for the Panthers as they try to go down low to Santulis. Caliendo, Roman Caliendo, Devin Mahler, R.J. Watson, Anthony Hampton, and Ashawn Royal counter for the Bulldogs as we are underway here. Jumper off the mark. Mahler fights for it, corrals the rebound, and the Bulldogs will take it the other way.
How about Mahler coming away with that rebound with Peralt right there?
Anthony Hampton back out to Royal. Mahler swings it down low to Watson. Turnaround jumper, good for R.J. Watson.
Nice rhythm offense there from the Bulldogs to start the second half.
6 points for R.J., and it's a 1-point game. Just underway in the second half. Whitman Hanson Regional School from Whitman, Massachusetts. Down low to Peralt. Off the glass, too strong, gets his own rebound. Blocked by Caliendo. Mahler taking it the other way. Pulls up, drops it off to Watson, and it's off the mark.
Wow.
Roman Caliendo hustling in. Knocked away, Peralt has it. Into the front court, Peralt on the break, and good. 12 points for Dylan Peralt. The Bulldogs, of course, from Palm Coast, Florida, where it's currently 62 degrees.
We've seen great transition offense from the Panthers tonight as well.
Mahler guarded by Estrella, back out to Nashawn Royal. Anthony Hampton from 15, in and out, rebounded Caliendo, and he's going to go to the line.
Caliendo's been a force on the offensive glass here tonight. There's one area of the game where the Bulldogs are dominating here tonight. It's on the offensive boards.
Caliendo, though, has struggled from the line. He's just 4 for 15 on the season.
Caliendo also the tight end for the football team.
Make that 4 for 16. First foul for Estrella. Caliendo shooting just 25% from the line. In and out. When you're from 25% from the line, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That one was halfway down. Bulldogs 5 for 8 from the line tonight. Estrella to Peralt. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Estrella to the cup again.
What a beautiful move.
And Estrella now with 15. It leads back up to 5. Mahler walks it across the timeline. I wonder how much playing with a shot clock helps the Panthers in this game, because they seem to have more tempo on offense.
Yeah, more pace. Yep, you're 100% right. It forces you to play that way.
Santulis has to be careful with 3 fouls guarding Nashawn Royal. Manchester switches off. Royal pulls up. Too strong, but Caliendo there again and going back to the line.
There he is again with the offensive rebound. Unfortunately, couldn't finish. As you mentioned, he missed his previous 2 free throws, struggling from the line this year.
Foul is on Perechin, his second. And Caliendo will, he's now 4 for 18, 22% from the free throw line. Guess that's what you'd expect from a football player.
Knocks that one down.
He's now 1 for 4 from the line, and it's a 4-point game. Caliendo with 5 total tonight. Estrella down low to Peralt with a nice feed and a basket.
Boy, what a beautiful pass that time from Estrella. Caught the Bulldogs sleeping.
Peralt has 14. His season high is 19. It's young season, but still. Mahler guarded by Perechin. Nashawn Royal up top. Santulis knocks it away. Diving on the floor. And it's going to be a travel. Ball will stay with Whitman Hanson. As Murphy checks back in. Into the corner for Peralt. Nice feed underneath the Estrella and good.
And great movement without the basketball that time from Estrella. He's doing it all.
Ja now with 17 points. 4:25 to go. The lead is 8. This is the biggest lead of the game for Whitman Hanson. Stolen by Estrella. Going the other way. He pulls it back. Perechin drives in the lane. Drops it underneath Peralt with the kiss off the glass. And just doesn't go down. R.J. Watson with the rebound.
Boy, that was halfway down.
Step back by Royal, and good. Nashawn Royal with the basket.
Bulldogs needed that one.
His first field goal of the night. They're going to need him to be more involved as he guards Estrella like a blanket. R.J. Watson on the switch. Estrella into the paint, to the corner. 3 for Perechin. Off the mark. Rebound Watson. Murphy into the front court. Royal breaking down the defense, kicks it back out to Watson. Watson to Mahler. Mahler takes it back out. Bulldogs slowing the tempo down. Guarded by Perechin. Into the corner to Royal. Santulis guarding him. Into the lane. Manchester guards Murphy, and Murphy could not convert.
Yeah, he lost where he was there, right under the rim, at the bottom portion of it.
Manchester from the corner off the mark.
Yeah, they've been off the mark from 3 here tonight. Putting up some more threes here in the second half. They're just not going down.
And the Panthers will maintain possession. 3 minutes to go. In the third quarter, they lead by 6. Down low to Peralt, guarded by Josiah Sanders. Deep 3. That time, knocked down.
That was a beautiful pass from the big man, Peralt. Eyes in the back of his head.
Peretchen with his first bucket of the game, and the lead is now 9. Royal into the lane, back out. Anthony Hampton from his sweet spot, off the mark. Back in transition. The Panthers in the front court. Driving the lane is Estrella, blocked by Josiah Sanders. Dropping it off to Nolan Caliendo, back to Nashawn Royal, who's fouled in the backcourt. That's going to be number 2 on Estrella. Third team foul for the Panthers.
And you had mentioned it before the game. I don't want to speak too soon, but I do feel this has been a well-officiated game.
Told you, this crew, I love these guys. I go way back from them working these tournaments for years. Andy and I have probably done 50 games together. Stolen that time. Peretchen drops it underneath to McKay, and they're going to call a walk on Cam McKay. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. FPC down by 9. It's the most they've trailed. Roman Caliendo coming in for Zach Murphy.
So both of the Caliendo brothers out there now for the Bulldogs.
Nolan plays wide receiver on the football team. Had a pretty good year as a freshman. Nashawn Royal across the timeline. Guarded by McKay. Down low to Sanders. Sanders off the glass and in.
That was a wonderful no-look from Nashawn Royal. Panthers completely fooled.
Sanders' first basket since the beginning of the first quarter. Trapped in the backcourt. Knocked away by Roman Caliendo. He's going the other way with the stuff. Nolan Caliendo. And it's a 5-point game.
He has been active here tonight.
Into the corner. McKay likes to look. Off the mark.
Another rebound for Caliendo.
And there's a whistle and a foul.
Nice aggressive move there for Anthony Hampton. Now he's going to get a shot at a couple free throws. Not settling for the jumper.
Foul is on McKay. His first. And Anthony Hampton goes to the line. Anthony is 2 for 2 today. .78% on the season coming in. Knocks it down. FPC now 5 for 8 from the line.
We saw in that Matanzas game, that's one thing the Bulldogs do well is shoot free throws.
In fact, they shoot 62% as a team, but Roman Caliendo and Josiah Sanders really sagged that percentage. If you take those two out, they're about a 70% free throw shooting team. And in fact, you take Caliendo's free throws out, and they are 3 for 4 from the line tonight.
So a little delay in the action here. Bulldogs back within 4. They were trailing by 9 just a few moments ago.
And they've done well to close out quarters. And Hampton now 4 for 4 from the line. It's a 3-point game.
So we're going to get a timeout.
It looks like it's going to be the first timeout called tonight by the Panthers. It's a full timeout. And we'll take it with them. Back in a moment. FPC trails by 3 on the WNZF Sports Network.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Offices Volusia.
Rich Carroll here with you at the Anderson Gym. It's a 3-point game. Whitman Hanson leads, trying to stay undefeated on the season. Estrella will bring it across the timeline. Under a minute to go in the quarter. Trying to clog the lanes, FPC does. That's Bertrand in the corner, back up top to Estrella. Wide open down the lane, drives off the glass and in.
And it opened up for him after a beautiful fake pass.
Great vision that time to take advantage. 35 seconds to go. Royal across the timeline. Josiah Sanders back out. Hampton, 3.
Oh, and he's going to be fouled.
So that'll be 3 shots for Anthony Hampton now with 26.8 to go in the quarter.
A chance to get the Bulldogs to within 2 after trailing by 9 earlier in this quarter.
Foul is going to be on Lopes. That's his 3rd. And Anthony Hampton will shoot 3. 4 for 4 already tonight, now 5 for 5. Second one down. Hampton now with 10 points.
Get Ronowski checking into the game for Nashon Royal. Also Manchester in for Lopes for the Panthers.
Chance to make it a 2-point game with 26 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter for Hampton. Sinks all 3. 7 for 7 from the line. It's a 2-point game. Hampton now 81% as Caliendo has the rebound. 17 seconds left. Bulldogs with a chance to tie it before the quarter. They've ended the last 2 with a buzzer beater. Sanders with 10. Now back out to Hampton. 7 on the clock. Guarded by Bertrand. Murphy. Mid-range jumper off the mark, and Sanders couldn't get the tip in to go. 3 quarters complete. It's a 2-point game. The Whitman Hanson Regional Panthers lead 43-41 over FPC. Back in a moment on the WNZF Sports Network.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Offices Volusia.
On the WNZF Sports Network, Flagler Radio YouTube channel. Bulldog trails the team from Massachusetts 43-41. Whitman Hanson Regional High School coming down here to play in this Bulldog tournament. 8 minutes to go. Big 3rd quarter there. Roman Caliendo dominating on the boards. Anthony Hampton hitting a bunch of free throws, keeping the Bulldogs in this one. They'll start with possession here in the 4th quarter.
Currently 29 degrees in Whitman, 66 here in Palm Coast.
Anthony Hampton to get us started here. He will inbound.
Although it was a damp, rainy day, I felt bad for these kids. They come to Florida, and the weather has been kind of poor.
Ronowski has it. Hands off to Nashon Royal. To his right, takes the screen. Down low to Sanders. It's stolen away by Estrella, but he lost it. Bulldogs will keep possession.
No surprise there that he's getting his hands in on defense. He has 19, Peral has 14.
And that's been the big-time combination for the Panthers here tonight.
Top two scorers for the Bulldogs. Hampton has 11. Roman Caliendo has 7.
Underneath to Sanders, up, draws the foul against Manchester. So nice positioning that time and great job getting in the ball.
Sanders, the other bugaboo from the free throw line.
So 2 free throws would even the game.
He's shooting 45%.
First one is way off. Second free throw coming here for Josiah Sanders.
14 of 32 on the season.
He does get to the line, and that one rolls in. So Bulldogs within 1.
He and Caliendo are 2 for 6 tonight. I think you take that. FPC 10 for 14 from the line as a team.
Estrella has it. Over to Perechin. Back to Estrella. He takes it baseline. Beautiful move. Draws the foul, but is on the pass. So no free throws here.
I think they're going to get Caliendo for that one.
He's quick. Great first step Estrella has.
Second on Roman.
Peralt has it. Finds Estrella. He'll set up the offense. He's had a great night here.
Nobody in foul trouble for either team. Santulis and Lopes have 3.
Estrella misses the floater. Another rebound for Caliendo. Nashon Royal back the other way. Finds Anthony Hampton. Down low to Ronowski, and he turns it over to Perechin. He's going to try to take it coast to coast. He's fouled, and it's good.
That was a tough series for Ronowski there. Perechin steps into the passing lane.
And he has a chance at a 3-point play here. Make this a 2-possession game.
First foul on Ronowski.
And the free throw rolls in. So 4-point lead for Whitman Hanson.
Perechin now 2 for 3 from the line
Nolan Caliendo in for Ronowski.
on the season.
R.J. Watson also back in the game. Nashon Royal almost loses it. Now finds Watson. The turnaround fadeaway in the lane is good.
Just a pretty shot there by R.J. Watson.
Bulldogs back within 2. Estrella to his left down the lane, flips it up. It's no good. Not sure what the call was here. Looks like they got the Bulldogs on a foul. So Whitman Hanson bailed out there.
Foul on Nolan Caliendo, his first.
Peralt inbounds to Santulis. Peralt thinking about a jump shot. Haven't seen that yet tonight. Finds a wide open Manchester in the corner, and he knocks it down for 3. And it's a 5-point lead for the Panthers with 6:16 to go.
Manchester came in 8 for 11 from beyond the arc.
So quick foul called here. That one also against Estrella.
That's his third.
Second team foul. Caliendo has it, and he's stripped, and it's a turnover. Estrella has it over to Peralt, and he lays it up, but no good. Rebound for Estrella. He misses the layup, and Sanders comes away with it. R.J. Watson hands it off to Nashon Royal. Bulldogs trail by 5 with 5:50 to go here.
Starting to see the Bulldogs defend in the paint.
Nice pass to Hampton. Baseline, lays it up. No good, but a foul is called, and it'll be another couple free throws here for Anthony Hampton.
He's 7 for 7 from the line. Foul on Perechin, his third.
That's been some of the Bulldogs' best offense here in the second half, is seeing Anthony Hampton at the free throw line,
where he's gotten 7 of his 11 points. That little delay on the layup is what forced the contact.
knocks down the first. Bulldogs back within 4. Chance to make this a one-possession game. 5:40 to go. Plenty of time left in this one. Hampton's second free throw is good. 49-46. Whitman Hanson Regional leads. The brilliant Ja Estrella brings it up. Santulis has it. Back to Estrella.
Hampton now 9 for 9 from the line.
Peralt has it, top of the key. To his left, down the lane. Beautiful move by the big man. 51-46 Panthers, and timeout called by the Bulldogs. We'll take it with them. 5:19 to go. Bulldogs trail 51-46. We'll be back after these words.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Office is Volusia.
Here at the Anderson Gym. Fantastic game here tonight. FPC trails Whitman Hanson from Massachusetts. 51-46. Bulldogs have the ball.
Estrella with 19 to lead the Panthers, followed by Peralt with 16. Anthony Hampton has 13, followed by R.J. Watson with 8 for the Dogs.
Nashawn Royal takes it to his left. Hand off to Hampton. Splits defenders. Goes up with it. He's short. And a beautiful outlet pass from Estrella to Peralt, and it's good. What a pass from Ja Estrella. He has been brilliant tonight.
I'm kind of limited in my stat tracking abilities at this point, but I know that he has a lot of assists. Peralt now has 18.
Hampton has it. Bulldogs back down by 7. Nashawn Royal is fouled up top by Peretchen. That's going to be
number 4 for Peretchen.
The fourth team foul against the Panthers.
And now Rogers is going to take a timeout.
Keep it right here as the Bulldogs trail 53-46. Thank you so much for joining us. Friday Night Hoops on the WNZF Sports Network, Flagler Radio YouTube channel. Happy holidays. Enjoy your new year.
Third night of Hanukkah.
That's right, Hanukkah. All the holidays. Happy holidays. And thank you so much again for joining us here tonight. If you have not yet, please subscribe to the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. We appreciate your viewership, and you got to be impressed, Mike, with what you've seen from the chemistry with Estrella and Peralt.
This is only their third game of the season, too. So keep that in mind. It's not like these guys have played 10, 15 games together this year. Quick reset. FPC has 2 full timeouts. The Panthers have a full and 2 30s. 4 team fouls for the Panthers, 3 for FPC. As far as foul trouble, no one has more than 2 for FPC. Santulis has 3, Lopes has 3. Estrella has 3, and Peretchen has 4 for the Panthers.
Bulldogs trail by 7, 4.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. See if they can get something going on offense. It's been a struggle at times here tonight. Nashawn Royal has it to his right. Takes the screen. Back out to Murphy. Watson calling for it in the post. It's going to be Hampton for 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. And R.J. Watson loses the rebound to Estrella. And he's just doing it all out there. He is everywhere.
Bulldogs just 2 for 10 from beyond the arc.
They trail by 7 with 4 minutes to go. Charlotte takes this screen from Peretchen. Now he's going to flip it to Manchester. Peralt has it. Peretchen for 3. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound goes to the Bulldogs. Up ahead to Watson. Down the lane, off the backboard, and good. Bulldogs back within 5.
Watson didn't try to do too much with that. Saw a nice, good look and just took the shot rather than trying to do too much.
You know, it's fundamentals right there, and it's got the Bulldogs within 5 points. Peretchen has it, and he's doubled. Somehow able to get away from it. Finds Peralt under the basket, and it's good.
Season high 20 points for Peralt.
Lead back up to 7. Nashawn Royal finds Anthony Hampton. Calmly gets it back to Royal.
One thing you're not going to see the Panthers do is start to hold the ball. They're going to continue to play with that pace.
Oh, and it's another turnover. Another steal for Ja Estrella.
In their head, they're still playing with a shot clock, and you've seen it tonight with how quickly they've been able to transition on offense.
Yeah, that's a great point. And Estrella, I mean, you've seen him steal the ball. You've seen him get rebounds, assists, points. As we have a foul against the Bulldogs. That's going to be their 4th team foul. 2:42 to go. Right now, Whitman Hanson in control, up by 7 points. They made the long trip here from Massachusetts. And it doesn't show there, you know, basketball is basketball wherever you play. Although you make the point with the shot clock, and you can definitely see the pace in their game. Ball will stay right here.
So both teams will shoot free throws the rest of the way on their next defensive foul.
Inbound to Estrella, he has it. Bulldogs showing pressure. Here comes Mahler, knocks it away, and a rare turnover for Estrella. Royal has it, up top. They find Mahler for 3. Off, no good. Rebound goes to Santulis.
I don't think Mahler realized he had a little more time to set that shot than he did.
May have rushed it a little bit. Peretchen has it.
Maybe they will hold it.
Yeah, playing a little keep away right now. Estrella around the defense. Peretchen in the corner, back out. Yeah, they're playing that keep away game. This looks like Florida high school basketball now. But a beautiful breakdown of the defense once again finds Peralt open underneath the basket for an easy 2.
22 points tonight for Dylan Peralt.
And that lead has grown back up to 9 with 97 seconds left. Nashawn Royal puts up a 3, misses it all. And actually, they're going to call a foul here against the Panthers, so the ball will stay with the Bulldogs. It's a loose ball foul. We're going to get a timeout. There's 90 seconds left in the game. Whitman Hanson comfortably ahead, 57-48. We'll be back after these words.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Office is Volusia.
For the Bulldogs, they trail 57-48. Only 90 seconds left in the game, Mike.
Second team foul, 15 foul, second foul on Peralt. Caliendo 1 for 4 right about at his senior average, season average at the free throw line.
Ooh, in and out.
These aren't bad misses, but they are misses.
He doesn't have terrible form. He probably knocking them down in the backyard, you know.
Now 1 for 5.
No, that one nothing but net.
2 for 6, so a good night for Roman. FPC 13 of 18 from the line.
That's an 8-point game. Trap. And what was the call? The timeout. So good timeout there for the Panthers. They'll reset. They lead by 8 with 1:27 to go. Estrella, he was trapped there. That was going to be a tough situation for him.
30-second timeout for the Panthers. They have 1 full and 1:30 left. FPC has 2 fulls.
Yeah, I think you make a great point about the pace of play and the fact that they have to play with a shot clock. They don't slow down. They keep the motion. They keep moving.
Honestly, if this game was being played at Whitman, I think this is maybe a little bit more of a lopsided game, because I think then as a team who doesn't play with a shot clock, you're forced.
You're not used to it.
Even if you may not even realize that you might be taking a shot every 35 seconds without even realizing it, but just the fact that that clock is there is enough.
They're able to get it into Estrella, finds Perrault, and they're going to slow it down here. No need to take a shot. Peretchen has it. Wide open man in the corner is Perrault. Santulis wisely back out. So, yeah, they're playing the keep-away game now, and Peretchen will be fouled. They'll get a couple free throws here. Minute 14 to go. 8-point lead for the Panthers. All they got to do is knock down their free throws now, and they'll be 3-0 on the season.
Second foul for Sanders.
Bulldogs will fall to 5 and 6.
Peretchen now 2 for 2 from the line.
Lead back up to 9.
7 for 10 as a team. Right at their season average. Knocks them both down.
And that's the biggest lead of the game. 10-point lead for the Panthers. Nashawn Royal is a little slow to get into the offense for the Bulldogs here. They trail by 10. Mahler has it. And Bulldogs down low to R.J. Watson, and he draws a hard foul. Couple free throws coming for the Bulldogs here. Down by 10 with 56 seconds to go. Watson holding at his arm a little bit there.
That's going to be number 3 on Manchester.
So hope RJ is okay there. Looks like he's shaking it off, ready to take his free throws.
79% free throw shooter on the season. Bulldogs 13 for 18 in the game.
Now you've seen a definite offensive improvement from Watson this year. We saw the little turnaround in the lane earlier in the game. He has an array of moves from the post as he hits the first free throw. And always great on the boards and on defense.
I think the thing I take away from this game, having watched the first 2 Panthers games this year, is they beat FPC at their own game tonight.
Watson off on the second, but nice rebound there from Sanders. And he'll get a couple of free throws. So Bulldogs with an opportunity to get this back within 7 with 54 seconds to go in the game. It becomes a free throw shooting contest now.
4th foul on Manchester. And Sanders, who, as we talked about, had struggled from the line, is now 2 for 3. 3 for 4 tonight.
And that one is short, so it's an 8-point game. And again, the Bulldogs another rebound and draw another foul. So now a chance to get it to within 6 and make this a 2-possession game.
Foul on Perrault, his 3rd.
Well, no, they have a chance to get it to within 7. Excuse me.
Watson 1 for 2 today. Bulldogs as a team, 15 of 22. Which, when you consider how many shots Sanders and Caliendo have taken, that's actually really good. And they've shot above their weight today at the line.
Watson misses the first.
Kind of a way of things of evening out, huh?
Yeah. And he knocks down the second, so.
Bulldogs trying to set up the press.
59-51, 8-point game, 53 seconds to go. Able to get it into Estrella, and he's fouled immediately.
Clock still running. A lot of time ran off the clock there.
So if the Panthers hit their free throws, they're going to get a win here on a Friday night at the Anderson Gym after a long trip.
Foul by Murphy, his third. Estrella 2 for 3 from the line.
And he has had a fantastic night here. Impressive in his Anderson Gym debut as he missed the first free throw. Really an ability in all phases as a point guard. Great handle, great vision.
Misses them both.
Active hands on defense. But yeah, misses 2 free throws. However, Whitman Hanson with the rebound. That was Manchester, and he's fouled. So another couple free throws for the Panthers. Yeah, Estrella with that first step so quick, and third straight missed free throw for the Panthers. So they're doing their best to keep the Bulldogs in this game.
Came in shooting 71%. They are now 8 for 14 tonight.
And they missed 4 in a row. So here come the Bulldogs, still down by 8. Royal thought about it. Hampton will shoot it. No good. Oh, what a great play by Caliendo there. That should still be Bulldog ball. Caliendo with the rebound and throwing it off the foot of a Panther player to keep possession. He has been impressive on the boards here tonight, Roman Caliendo, especially on the offensive boards.
He has been huge for FPC tonight.
Nashawn Royal now over to close to a travel there. Murray down low to Watson. Reverse, good.
Nice play by Watson, who has 14 now.
So the Bulldogs do get it to within 6. They have to foul. And the time is just running off the clock now. And finally, we get a foul with 15 seconds to go. But as we've seen, Peretchen really good at the free throw line here tonight.
3 for 3.
However, if he somehow missed both, all of a sudden, Bulldogs would have possession in a 2-possession game. First free throw rolls in. Misses the second.
Looked like he missed it on purpose.
And the rebound goes to the Panthers, and that should do it. Peretchen will head back to the line after that collision.
I think it should be 60-54. Scoreboard says 53. It doesn't really matter. But I'm showing on my chart here 54.
Discrepancy there. We'll have to check the scorers table. But right now, officially, 60-53. Peretchen missed the first free throw, misses the second. So the Bulldogs, 10 seconds left. They got to put it up. It's got to be a little urgency here. Nashawn Royal takes the 3 from the elbow, no good. Back up and in on the rebound from Hampton. And that will do it. So the Whitman Hanson Panthers come down from Massachusetts and take this one over the FPC Bulldogs, 60-55 in what was an entertaining ball game. Friday night hoops here on the WNZF Sports Network, Flagler Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back to put a bow on it.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Office is Volusia.
Back here at the Anderson Gym. Exciting game here tonight. Whitman Hanson Regional Panthers coming down from Massachusetts. They get the victory over the FPC Bulldogs. 60-55 officially, Mike. It's always entertaining to see a team coming from somewhere else, maybe bring a different brand of basketball, and it made for a good matchup here tonight.
Certainly did, and hats off to the Panthers and their coach Bob Rogers, who had this team ready to play tonight and played FPC's game. Won their first two games with a lot of great outside shooting tonight. The story was in the paint, and that is where they dominated. 22 points from Dylan Peralt, 19 from Ja Estrella. I wish I had an assist count for you. I don't, but it's a lot. They shot, and the other thing is they only shot 7 threes in the game. They were 3 for 7, so just a bit below their 43%, just a bit below their 45% average. For FPC, shot 2 for 13 from the three-point line. The outside shot continues to be a struggle for the Bulldogs. You know, they're hot and cold, but by and large, they've been cold this year. They were great at the free throw line, though, 13 of 21, which I know it doesn't sound like that's great, but when you consider that Sanders and Caliendo were 5 for 11, which as a group, as a pair, they've averaged about 30%. They shot pretty well from the free throw line.
Here tonight, played well, played hard, you know, but rebounded the ball well, played great defense, but just not enough offensively to beat the Panthers here tonight, where, you know, you mentioned, I don't know if it's the shot clock but they just had a better flow on offense, especially when you look at Estrella and Peralt and what they were able to do as that 1-2 punch, point guard, big man. So there are things to walk away from here and be proud of if you're the Bulldogs. Like I said, on defense, on the boards, they were impressive. Just not enough on offense to get the W.
And this is a game where the numbers were kind of weird tonight, but honestly, that fast start in the second quarter, FPC played pretty even with Whitman Hanson throughout most of the game, except for a quick start in the second quarter. FPC in the second half only got outscored by 1 point. It was only a 4-point game when all is said and done, because I'll bet if you go to the scorebook, it's going to say 56.
Pretty consistent from Whitman Hanson as well. They scored 30 points in the first half. They scored 30 points in the second half. So Bulldogs fall short here tonight. How about a quick mention about the tournament continues tomorrow here, Mike?
So tomorrow we will have games beginning at 10 a.m. here at FPC. The Bulldogs will be the nightcap against Clay. I'm looking at, well, that's, of course I pulled up today's schedule.
And by the way, you can start your day off tomorrow with the Rich and Mike Sports Show on News Radio WNZF 94.9 FM at 7:30 in the morning. We'll talk about this game and a whole lot more. And if you miss it at 7:30, you can check it out at any time on the Flagler Broadcasting app, Flagler Radio app.
All right, so here is tomorrow's schedule. We'll have Creekside and Creekview and Aubrey Rogers from Naples at 10:30. Mainland versus Menendez. Those are both girls' games at noon. Forest versus St. Thomas Aquinas. That's Ocala Forest at 1:30. And then on the boys' side, Whitman Regional will play Aubrey Rogers at 3. Faith Christian plays Palaca at 4:30. The FPC girls play Palaca at 6. And then the boys will wrap up against the Clay Blue Devils at 7:30.
So if you're in town, come on by the Anderson Gym and enjoy a day of great basketball. For
tickets available at presto.fpcbulldogs.com if you want to buy tickets in advance.
As far as the Flagler Radio YouTube channel, WNZF Sports Network, our next game will be on Friday, January 10th, as the Nice Panthers, Mike, come into town to take on the FPC Bulldogs.
Back in my day, St. Johns County, which now has 10 total high schools, 8 public and 2 private, there was just St. Augustine and Nice in those days, the two public schools, kind of like a lot of the Matanzas FPC dynamic used to exist in the St. Augustine-Nice rivalry. So there's a part of me that's going to be rooting a little harder than usual for the Bulldogs.
So there you go. That coming up right here on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel, 7:30 tip Friday, January 10th. Don't miss it one final time. Oh, and don't miss the Rich and Mike Sports Show again tomorrow morning at 7:30 on News Radio WNZF 94.9 FM or anytime on the Flagler Radio app. One final time, the final score here tonight, Whitman Hanson. The Panthers from Massachusetts come down here and defeat the home team, the FPC Bulldogs, 60-55. For Mike Licio and producer Sharon Carroll, I'm Rich Carroll. Have a great weekend, Flagler County.
When you meditate, sometimes you can hear the voice of the sea.
This is the voice of the sea.
There it is.
If you're ever injured in an accident, call Wagner the lawyer dude. He's like us, a surfer, and he lives by the beach.
Okay.
And you don't pay unless you win.
What should I do?
Float over to lawyerdude.com or call 833-333-3333.
I hear you.
And if you can, tell him thank you for handling my mom's slip and fall. She's doing great. Office is Volusia.